Hello, my name is Chantelle Mitchell, and I'm the Student Programs Coordinator with IRISE this year. And I'm here to talk to you a bit about the 4D experience with our undergrad students this year in our Bornstein-Gómez and Somoza Rising Scholars Program. So a little bit about this program. We seek undergraduates who are especially interested in entering graduate and professional programs. And we match them with mentors, we hold workshops, and we create opportunities for them to engage in community research, hone their personal research questions, really understand what they want to research, all within the context of understanding the current racial-related forms of inequality in higher education and wanting to combat those. So we do seek to train to use minoritized students so that they can see themselves in the scholarship already. They can see where their voices are already being heard and where they have a place to step in and offer their expertise that they're building. So, of course, to use 4D experience, these 4 points, we in our programming seek to address all 4 of those points. So I'll talk a little bit about how we did that this past year and are continuing to do so. So advancing intellectual growth, we are especially doing this in our workshop series. So we have multiple workshops each quarter. These include workshops held by me, the Student Programs Coordinator, held by other faculty on campus, and held by other visiting scholars. So this year, our workshop focuses were on interdisciplinary scholarly collaboration between disciplines. Since our scholars are from different fields, we talked about ways that they can work in community with each other. We explored archival materials with special collections this year. We talked about accessing culturally significant knowledge banks in critical work, which does amazing conversation that includes them personally, their communities, and their careers in academia all together. And we also talked about understanding positionality and research methods as undergraduates, some of whom are only just starting to think about this. We thought these things would be very helpful, especially when they're preparing to apply for graduate programs. So in that vein, in pursuing careers and lives of purpose, we also want to prepare them for graduate programs and their careers by utilizing mentorship programs. So the BG's mentorship program is twofold. We have faculty mentors and we have graduate student mentors. So the graduate student mentors are matched with students and they have casual meetings that are up to them. They talk about graduate applications, their experiences in grad school and in higher education in general, what their research is, what goals they have, and how graduate school can help them achieve those goals, and talking about what is going on in their academic lives in undergrad still, even since they're still experiencing that. These graduate student mentors have amazing knowledge that they can share, and they all applied for this mentorship position. So that's one form of mentorship that the undergrads have received. But we also have faculty mentors who are matched with the undergrad scholars, especially for paid summer research assistantships that will happen this summer, and professional training like CT training, which will also happen with their faculty mentors this summer. So in these paid assistantships, grad student or undergrad BG scholars and faculty mentors are matched based on their research interests and areas of expertise, and what research area will actually be helpful for the scholars to gain experience in for their own careers. We want this to be enriching for them personally, professionally, intellectually, in every way. And they also get paid for it, which is great. This is just an overview of the disciplines that our BG scholars and our faculty mentors have. We have environmental science, environmental justice, socio-legal studies, sociology, Italian international studies, sustainability, criminology and sociology, psychology. We have education, political science, immigration, law, These are all areas and specialties that BG scholars have expressed interest in. And right now they're still forming their research interests, and they want to hone in on those and get research experience in order for their grad applications and for their academic careers to be as enriching and successful as possible. So we're really happy with these connections that we've made between mentors and graduate students. And those will be happening. It's 100 hours over the summer, paid, and I'm just so excited for them. I think it'll be such a great opportunity. Another part of the 4D experience we've been going over is promoting well-being. This is super important to me personally. I'm like very grateful that I've been able to be the student programs coordinator this year, because there are certain aspects of well-being in academia that are very important to me. So we have weekly check-ins during our writing accountability groups where we just talk about how the school year is going, and we can be frank and honest with each other, and have discussions and connect with each other about what's going on. And luckily, our scholars are all getting along really well and talking to each other during these writing accountability groups, during the moments when we're not actually doing our work. I also think it's important that they are creating this group of like-minded scholars. There are some overlapping interests in the scholars. They're all very, very passionate about doing critical research, thinking about racial inequality. And I'm just so excited to see them talk about this with each other, especially some of them expressing that they don't have these connections with other undergrad students elsewhere on campus yet. We are working on making sure that they have connections across campus and not just in IRISE, which is very important to me too. We talk about work-life balance. We talk about time management, managing professional and cultural expectations, and nourishing creativity, which is 100% very important to me in any field. I think we're all being creative when we engage in research, and that can be very nourishing and help us keep going. So that's important. And I also think their well-being is also being promoted while connecting with faculty and graduate students who are successful and doing amazing things, but have also experienced or are currently experiencing the things that they are experiencing right now as undergrad students. So these are all very important to me. And it connects with exploring character, which is another 4D experience point. I like for us to have reflections, especially because we're talking about positionality and like research methods and frameworks, but also for the sake of well-being, I like us to explore how your identity and cultural knowledge play a role in the research you want to do or are currently doing, especially because we are making sure that the scholars see themselves in the research they're doing, in the archives, in the research that they're doing in all of their respective fields. They understand that their voice does fit in that field and there is a space for them. Talking about their identity and cultural knowledge is important for that. We also talk about their personal interests outside of academia, which I think is important. And we also talk about, especially because we visited the archives, we talked about like maybe if future DU students were to go to the archives just like we did, like how would you want to be remembered if they were looking at you in the archives? And all of these have been great. It's super fun and super intense, sometimes reflective moments that I'm so excited I get to share with all of these amazing, like brilliant scholars. And finally, I want to talk about our forms of assessment that we're doing. So we had a pre-program survey before programming started with BGs, where we asked about their research experience, their knowledge about graduate school and the application process, their level of comfort talking about their scholarly interests, if they even know what they want to research yet. We had an exhaustive list of survey questions. We're still going to do a post-survey after the program is over, at the end of the quarter, and also at the end of summer, and surveys of the mentors at the end of summer, and also these student reflection assignments where we talk about those questions that I previously mentioned, especially having to do with their identity, what that workshop helped them think about or work through or made them start thinking about even. These are all the forms of assessment that we're going on right now. So thank you so much. That's an overview of the 4D experience with the BG's Bornstein-Gómez and Somoza Rising Scholars program with IRISE. I'm the student programs coordinator, Chantelle Mitchell, and Marinka Swift is the associate director, and she is amazing and been such an amazing resource for these scholars as well. Thank you so much for your time.